Good morning, students. Today we're going to discuss about ceramics, mica, and glass from Unit 5. The course outcome for this lesson is to classify the wide range of specialty materials for fabrication of integrated circuits in electronics and electrical industry. The Bloom's taxonomy level is analyzed. The learning outcome would be at the end of this lecture, you'll be able to understand what are ceramics, mica, and glass and their classification. Already we finished discussing so many classification of ceramics, and today I'm going to deal with the classification based on composition. So based on the composition, they are classified as nitrate ceramics, silicate ceramics, carbide ceramics, and oxide ceramics. First of all, the nitrate ceramics, they consist of nitrogen atoms bonded to elements such as silicon and aluminium. Some examples are silicon nitride, silicon aluminum oxynitride, and aluminum nitride. Secondly, it is classified into silicate ceramics. Silicate ceramics, it consists of silicon and oxygen, and they are used in electronics, electrical engineering, act as electrical insulation in fuses, circuit breakers, thermostat, and in lighting technology. And some of the examples are porcelain, magnesium silicates, and mullite. You could see, I'll be showing later on what are all the products they are made out of. And the third classification is carbide ceramics, and they are extremely resistant against high temperature, abrasion, and corrosion. Here we have boron carbide, silicon carbide, and tungsten carbide. And next comes oxide ceramics. Oxide ceramics, they consist of oxygen combined with at least one other element. And some of the examples are aluminum oxide, magnesium oxide, zirconium oxide, lead zirconate, and aluminum titanate. These are some of the products made of silicon nitride, which are used for as wear guides, seals and bearings, grinding media. These are some of the ceramic products made of aluminum nitride used in optoelectronics. And these are some of the products made of silicon aluminum oxynitride. The thermocouple protection tubes, immersion heaters, aluminum die casting, and fixtures. And this is made of magnesium silicate. They are used as bases for halogen lamps, switches, and plug pads. Mullite, a selection of mullite-based refractory shapes for the steel industry. And boron carbide, they are used as padlocks, abrasives, cutting tools, grit blasting nozzles. Silicon carbide, they are mainly used as abrasives and cutting tools, burner nozzles, spray nozzles, automotive parts. Tungsten carbide, they are used in drill bits, surgical instruments, then jewelry. And aluminum oxide used for medical processes, ballistic armor, electrical insulators, grinding media, and wear components. Magnesium oxide, it is used for heating elements, thermocouple tubes, high temperature crucibles, and cements. Zirconium oxides are used for dental ceramics, technical cutters, tubes and pipes, seal rings, bearings, and sealings. Aluminum titanate is used for riser tubes, tubes and pipes, thermocouples, dosing tubes. And lead zirconate titanate, it is used for undersea exploration, aerospace, telecommunication, automotive, then scientific research. Next comes amorphous ceramics, which are otherwise known as glasses. A ceramic material, which is an inorganic product of fusion that has cooled to rigid condition without crystallization. that will fall under glass. So it has a non-crystalline or amorphous structure, and actually the molecule in a glass change their orientation in a random manner throughout the solid material. And they are classified like fused silica glass. These are some of the fused silica glass. Soda lime silica glass, which is also known as window glass. Sodium borosilicate glass, otherwise known as Pyrex glass, which are used for apparatus in labs. Lead oxide glass, otherwise known as crystal glass. Aluminosilicate glass. Alumina will be the main constituent. Types of glasses based on composition. We have halogen tungsten lamps, iPhones, aluminosilicate sheet glass, boiler gauge glass, and also we have oxide glass, alumina 90% and germanium oxide 10%. And mostly the processing of ceramics are done in 3 steps: the material preparation, forming and casting, thermal treatment by drying and firing. We have another process called as vitrification, where what they do is it is a process which takes place during the firing of some ceramic materials, whereby the glass phase liquefies and fills up pore spaces in the material. So the liquid glass phase may also react with some of the remaining solid refractory material, and upon cooling the liquid phase solidifies to form a vitreous or glassy matrix that bonds the unmelted particles together. So they'll appear like this. And here they're giving the summary of what we have studied in ceramics. Now we shall move on to mica. Okay, it is a mineral composed of silicate of aluminium with silicates of soda, potash, and magnesia. It occurs in the form of crystals which can easily be split into lamina. Most probably, the mica is widely distributed and occurs in igneous, metamorphic, and sedimentary regimes. Large crystals of mica used for various applications are typically mined from granitic pegmatites. It is affected by oils and they have dielectric strength which is varying from 40 to 150 kV per millimeter. It is least affected by heat but dehydrates at high temperature. It has high dielectric strength and low power loss, rigid, tough, and strong, and its electrical properties are deteriorated with the presence of quartz and feldspar. And the sheets are used for insulation leaves between commutator segments. These are, however, not available in large thickness. And thick mica tape is largely used for taping armature and field coils of traction motors in case where glass tape is not employed, and for taping the starter coils of HV, high voltage alternators. They have crystal structure, sheet-like structure whose basic units consist of two polymeride sheets of silica. So tetrahedrons we could see two such sheets are juxtaposed with the vertices of the tetrahedrons pointing towards each other. The sheets are cross-linked with cations like aluminium, and hydroxyl pairs complete the coordination of these cations. And we can also classify the uses of mica in the form of mica mineral, mica powder, mica capacitor, and mica shift. So mica mineral, it is a non-toxic materials, important ingredient in makeup and various cosmetics. Mica powder, it has attractive background of your scrapbook. Mix water and mica powder and spray it on the scrapbook. So mix it in oil paint to give extra painting effects. Also, you can have an awesome looking furniture. Mix mica powder with lacquers, glasses, waxes, top coats and varnishes to apply on furniture. And uses of mica capacitor. They're also called as silver mica capacitor. They offer stability, high precision, and reliability. There are various two types of mica capacitor with different applications like coupling circuits, cable TV amplifier, resonance circuits, defense electronics, time constant circuits. And use of mica sheet, they are made into thin sheets. They are heat tolerant, insulating, and dielectric. Because of these properties, they are used in electrical appliances, they are used in control devices, heating devices, neon lights, and other lighting equipments. So with this, we come to the end of ceramics, glass, and mica. And I'd like to thank the slide share, and thank you everybody for your patience listening. Thank you.